Assalamu alaikum. I just finished watching another news tragic story about convoys of aid being exhibited by Egypt to let the world know that they're not being allowed in order to relieve the suffering of the Palestinians. I suggest you all watch it. It's bone-chillingly, horrifyingly terrible because it's happening now. And I could only think about this surah called Maa'un, which is very significant because it's to the point and it includes everyone. Not only the criminal genocidal maniac who is stopping, I can't even say his name anymore. I can't say it. It's not even his real name. I'm trying to control my emotions. Woman that I am. Anyway, I'm going to read it and then translate each line. It's very short, and you can easily go get your translated Quran and read it, and read all of the Quran as much as you can. Sometimes I don't want to do lessons anymore, because when I read the Quran, I feel at peace and I understand and I'm okay. But then I'm always prompted to do more by my friends, and you have to listen to good advisors. So here it is. I'm going to do a few today. Inshallah, I'll get a few out today. Inshallah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين فذلك الذي يدعو اليتيم. Allah says here, have you seen those who deny the final judgment? Yukadibu bid-din. Deen refers to what you allow and what you prohibit, and you will be questioned. All of us will be on Judgment Day. Again, I repeat, Allah asks a question. أَرَأَيْتَ الَّذِي يُكَذِّبُ بِالدِّينِ. Have you seen? أَرَأَيْتَ. Ra'a is a verb regarding to see. Those who yukadhibu bid-din. Kadhiba means to lie. So in this case, yukadhiba means to deny. What? The judgment day. The judgment day. ذَلِكَ الَّذِي يَدْعُ الْيَتِيمَ. They repulse the orphan. They reject the orphan. وَلَا يَهُدُّ عَلَى طَعَامِ الْمِسْكِينِ. And they do not call for feeding the miserable. Al-Miskeen are people who are not only poor, but they have no ability to gain sustenance for themselves. And you're repulsing them. فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُرْسَلِينَ. The word wail means you better watch out, because something bad is coming. Wail. Curiously, we say wail in English when we moan from fear and terror and sadness. Wail is a very serious word, both in Arabic and, English probably did come out of it. And who are they who will wail? Those who pray. الَّذِينَ عَلَى صَلَاتِهِمْ سَاهُونَ. Those who pray without concentrating on what they're doing, and then الَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنْ صَلَاتِهِمْ يَعْرُونَ. What kind of prayer is Allah talking about here? Those who pray to be seen by others. No sincerity. No worship. All these rich people go to the masjid. Yeah. And then what do they do after they pray to be seen by others? Are they sending aid? And the last verse, after it mentions the hypocritical prayer, is وَيَمْنَعُونَ الْمَاعُونَ. And they prevent? Mana. يَمْنَعُونَ الْمَاعُونَ. Maa'un means aid. They prevent the aid. Watch the news today. Look what's happening. And look what's been happening for the past, where are we now, 15 months? Forbidding aid to starving, not only women and children, that's the worst of all, to starving Palestinians. Skin and bones now. And the criminal genocidal maniac, I'll just use those three terminologies. Criminal, internationally accused as a criminal. Genocidal, en masse wiping out of an entire population. Maniac, no one in their right mind would do this. It's impossible. No one in their right mind would do this publicly in front of the world and think that he can get away with it. So not in my name, not under my, shall I say, president. You know, most Americans are really starting to hate Israel. When before they were either, disengaged, who cares? And the only people that really thought about Israel ever were some of the Jewish people in America and some of those who support the idea. And recently, the past 20-odd years, those who have been misled into believing this is their biblical promised land. We call them the fundamental Christians. The whole thing is a giant scam, as it was from day one when the British supported this evil plan in order to gain control of the Middle East. Because for them, they felt they deserved the Middle East, their holy land. Oh, it's just, it really distresses me because I spent so many years studying this in grad school. And as a young Catholic girl, I was so enmeshed in the Holy Land because they would tell us that's where Jesus walked. Jesus walked in Cana and Galilee and Bethlehem. And I loved my religion class more than any other class. You know, in my Catholic school, religion class was the first class of the day, every day, 5 days a week. Not like twice or 3 times a week in these quote-unquote Islamic schools. And the nun would teach this with fervor. This is why I always say I will never reject my Catholic school teaching, because it worked with me. And it was something that I feel I benefited from. And those nuns had no choice. I'm telling you, they were given away by their families because their families felt that they would benefit by being able to say, we have a daughter, a nun, a son, a priest. This was real. Irish people believed this. They don't so much anymore, but I'm just harking back to my memories, as you do when you get older and older. Someone told me, a very good woman that I recently met, a wonderful woman, Muslim woman with 7 children, with a very strong faith and knowledge. She said, would you please do some more about historical accuracy that we don't have? She was from some Middle East country, no need to mention, but she said, we were never allowed to study this stuff. None of us know. So would you do some more, let's say, retrospective on your, not point of view, but your degree is around your neck. if you don't start to teach it to people who need it and who don't know. Not only the converts or reverts, but any of the women who don't know. And she did mention my YouTube channel, and she said, it's great, but I'd like you to do a little bit more on this theme. So because I love and respect her, I'm going to do it. Either current events or historical events, but something that's brought into focus by reality. So I always have loved this. And as a matter of fact, way back in Egypt, maybe 30, maybe 35 years ago, I was asked to choose a couple of surah, and I'm going to choose the same ones. So when I finish this, which I will now, 10 minutes, I'm going to finish it. I'm going to give you another one right away, another surah. It's going to be Surah Quraysh, and we'll talk about that in real time, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.